Another game that came out is Doom. Jared, let's talk about Doom.
Okay. Doom's fun. I like Doom. You guys playing Doom?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you playing it, Max?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm really enjoying Doom. There's things I don't like about it, a lot of things that I do. I think that they succeeded in creating something that's kind of altogether new. I haven't seen a game that rewards aggressiveness like this maybe ever.
Yeah.
And I really like that about it. If you haven't played it yet, the gimmick's pretty simple. When in doubt, attack. When in trouble, attack. You get more health drops from enemies when you're in trouble.
What's the tutorial? It's
the beginning of the
hell.
game.
It's like hell punishes the indolent. Like
I don't know. You're stuck to they've got you in a sarcophagus and you break your chains and you start killing dudes and then Optimus Prime talks to you or something through the wall and then you start killing people. And if you're in trouble, you attack. And if you're really in trouble, you attack closer range and you do a glory kill. And that turns enemies into loot pinatas and you grab more life. And so there's no regenerating health and there's no infinite ammo. You're always picking stuff up and the only way to get more is to kill more. So you're just rushing headlong at everything all the time, and the AI responds appropriately. It's not completely stupid, but it's mostly concerned with just coming at you and pummeling you to death very quickly, and that style of play works. Your guy's quite mobile, not quite as mobile as original Doom guy, who I think is clocked at 40 miles an hour, just walking around.
Doom is it's the alternate video game timeline where the 90s never ended.
Yeah.
It's like if they kept making those games.
Yes. But there are some the things that, we'll get there. But in addition to that, so it rewards aggression, then it's got this really good arena kind of design. You have section of corridors and then these big arenas, but the arenas aren't big open areas. They're intricate. They're often 4 or 5 tiers high. They're full of tunnels and secrets, and because you're running around constantly in combat and you've got to replenish your weapons, there's weapon and armor and health pickups everywhere in every arena. So you run around, you pick those up, and you grab a quad damage, and then you fight a bunch of monsters, and you go through a tunnel, and you're in another arena, and they're all really, really well laid out. Then there's this really neat chainsaw mechanic where, you're all smiling at me.
I'm just laughing because you're so
really,
excited.
There's this
The really cool chainsaw mechanic is named Terry.
Terry the chainsaw mechanic.
He works down outside the Lowe's, and if you take your chainsaw in, he'll fix it up for you real good.
My wife's dad fixes chainsaws. One of his the moment
How many fingers does he have?
The moment he has 8. I'm not kidding.
I knew it.
He has 8. We got a phone call like 5 years ago. The phone rings one night and Angie picks up and her dad's like, "No, honey, I don't want you to worry.
I'm down
but
to
I
6.
stuck my hand in an engine and cut 2 of my fingers off." And that was the call. That was how it started. He has 8.
So
Frodo of the 8 fingers and the chainsaw of Doom. But the chainsaw mechanic.
Right. The chainsaw mechanic is that it cuts in half.
It does, but you got a limited amount of charge on the chainsaw all the time. It will kill anything in the game practically. Almost any enemy can be killed with the chainsaw.
But you need more fuel depending on the bigger the enemy.
Exactly. And so you take the enemy down and they become this ammo pinata. And there's just ammo everywhere when you kill somebody with a chainsaw and health. And so you're in these big arena fights and you're like, I'm about to die. You pull out the chainsaw, you kill a giant enemy, or you can use a bunch of little enemies.
This is the most excited I've ever seen you.
Yeah, I really am enjoying this game.
Yeah, I think you like it.
It has a lot of problems too, though.
Why haven't you talked about the story?
No. So before we move on to that, I want to when you're talking about aggression, I completely agree with that, and I think it deals with it in the same way Bloodborne does. To where Bloodborne, you take damage and you have that small window where you're like, well, all the rationale in me is saying I should back up and I should get away from this and I should rethink what I'm doing. But if I attack right now and fortune favors the bold, then I get that health back. And that's to me what Doom is like. Doom is like, I shouldn't go in there and do that, but I'm going to do it anyways. And you do it, and if you do it correctly, you're rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's like the Jedi axiom: when outnumbered, attack. Bring this in, and it works so well.
Yeah.
It's just, and the game is built around that. That's another reason it works. If you tried that in a lot of games.
It is exactly what I was hoping it would be, in that it is Mortal Kombat 9, the shooter. I was totally hoping it would be this, and I saw the second I saw it, I was like, this seems like it could be, looking at what made it great in the first place and going, okay, let's sort of modernize that, but not let's not screw it up by making it third person or making it 3D or whatever.
I love how dumb that sentence is, but how much perfect sense it makes.
It's like
being like telephone, the airplane.
No, I mean it
makes perfect sense.
Your glory kills are basically fatalities, and your chainsaw is more or less X-ray moves. It's kind of like they've made it a little bit more casual, but at the same time keeping the thing that makes the makes the series great. You know?
And the glory. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, just if you haven't, I know Brian, you just started this morning, right, or last night, you said like you're not totally feeling the depth of the combat yet, and I think you need to give it an hour and a half to 2 hours before you get enough weapons and before you can start upgrading your suit and start upgrading your actual weapons, and then you start getting runes.
The runes, that's what does it.
When we were talking about Uncharted, how you said before how you don't feel a bond to any of your weapons or equipment. I totally feel the opposite about this.
That's awesome.
Like, this is my combat shotgun, and I've upgraded it that way, and this is my rocket launcher.
I think I was expecting to be immediately grabbed a little more by a game that immediately throws you into
Which
something.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'm
I do
like,
really
5
love
seconds
that.
in, I'm shooting a dude.
Yeah, and I will say that the verticality of the levels did throw me off a little bit because
it gets a little bit tedious. That's one of the worst parts is the platforming.
Yeah, the vertical platforming. There's before we get to the bad stuff, though, I absolutely agree with Marty on this. Give it a little time because your abilities do change, and when you get the double jump plus the midair turn plus the glory kill speed up, where you get faster every time you glory kill somebody.
Oh crap!
Like then you're just like
fun.
you become this like flying acrobatic Katamari of death, like spinning with 10 different weapons that you're switching between in a half second.
Slow down. Okay.
So that's fun. Also, go ahead.
So yeah, I wanted to say that like I've always kind of hated modern shooters for the lack of pageantry of getting a new weapon. Like I hate how much time I spend in, I don't know, Uncharted or Call of Duty or whatever, where you kill a guy. Yeah, that happens in Fallout too. You kill a guy and he's got a different gun from what you have, and so you spend a second being like, which is better? Whereas in Doom, you walk into a room and there's a shotgun, and you're like, I don't have one of these. I got a new toy. Like I remember in 5th grade, like when my friend had like the shareware Doom file or whatever, and before we'd figured out how to go on the library internet computer and look up cheat codes, we were like, he's like, I found the rocket launcher. I'm like, you found a rocket launcher? That's insane. What else is there after that? And then he's like, dude, there's a chainsaw. I'm like, there's a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You're on Mars. There are no trees.
Yeah, there's totally you can at a certain point in the game, I think like a third through near the end of Mars, you get the old school shotgun, like the double barrel. You get the double barrel shotgun, but you can get it a level earlier if you find a secret. And when I found that, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that's another thing. There are secrets everywhere.
But like that's something that I love so much. I think that is such a wonderful example of this game's kind of thesis. The fact that one of the last weapons you get in this space colony is a double-barreled shotgun with a wooden stock.
Have you guys got the BFG yet?
No.
I
think I'm like halfway through hell.
They're so kind when you get the BFG because they make a big deal
the
about
end of
it.
Mars, halfway through hell.
We got about 20 minutes left. So
they make
Two-thirds of the way.
They make a big deal about it. Doors over. You grab the BFG, and then like the very first thing the game does is like you go through hell to get the thing. You finally got it, and then just these huge double doors open. There's like 50 enemies on the other side. It's just like, what will you do now?
Yeah.
You know, it's moments like that.
Which
It's
is
great.
a very classic Doom moment, by the way.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like so many
Exactly.
moments in the original Doom where you just open a door and it's just like,
That happens a lot.
I always loved, like, at the end of Knee Deep in the Dead or the shareware thing, whatever we had, I remember it was like the scariest thing in the world because you get to the end of the thing and you're like, what's in this door? And you push it and you just
everything
you just go into a black room and you just hear like and we go in there with God mode on and we're like, what's in here? And it would just be like a bunch of dudes and we kill them and then we're still in this stupid sarcophagus.
it's
We're in this
every enemy in the
crypt.
game in like one hole.
Yeah, it's great.
Like Doom is awesome for that, and I love it. And there's stuff in there that makes no sense, and this game totally embraces it. Also, Doom Guy is a prick. Doom Guy is the angriest jerk. Such a jerk. I love it because I always imagine Doom Guy being like kind of like he kind of bridges that gap between like old school game characters like Mario, where they're kind of like, of course they're the hero, you're playing as them, and then like later characters who are more gritty. But like he was always like, I mean, when you get shot in the face, he'd get like a little nosebleed, and he'd be like, and then you get like a power up, and he'd be like, I'm God mode, whatever. But like, there was never really any like, he never had any attitude, he was still kind of cartoony. In this case, you are the angriest man.
You don't push buttons, you punch them.
Yeah.
Like you keep the one thing in that game that helps you is this robot that's like upgrading you, and every time you upgrade, you just punch it in the face.
Beat the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And then the robot's like,
You're like beating up those little guys from Batteries Not Included. It's
You
awful.
are. It's great, and that extends to some of the missions. Optimus Prime voice is like, "Don't do that.
Please stop breaking
Stop
those."
breaking. Just smash something.
You're kicking the butt. Yeah.
That extends to the enemies too. I mean, when you get killed, sometimes you see your enemy bending over you for like a half second. I had a Revenant rip my arm off and start beating me in the face with it with my own arm.
Which I sort of
it was-
deserved that because I entered their home and started killing all their friends.
It's great. Now, there's some things about it that aren't as good. Go ahead. Maybe we
cares?
don't want to do that. Yeah. No, I think it's fine.
You just talked about how an enemy ripped off your arm and beat you with it.
Yeah.
What do you have problems with the multiplayer? Who cares?
No.
There's a chainsaw, you idiot.
It's a really good game. I feel like
Just
nothing
Chinese
else.
food takeout is delicious. It's made of rats. I don't care.
Just the fact that it's doing so many really new things, because it is an old Doom. It's a little over reliant on arenas, even though they're very well laid out. I wish I could zip through some of the levels more. I can zip through arenas, but I can't zip through those stages Doom style.
Right.
I missed that a little bit. The vertical platforming stages are irritating as all.
Oh, yeah.
They really are.
How do you feel about like the sort of movement and speed of the gunplay? Because I feel like it's a little floaty.
Are you playing on console or PC?
Console.
Okay, I'm playing a PC.
We're on a
so
PlayStation
Do you know what the name of this show?
Yeah, I know. Okay, right. So I started
The
on.
name of the show has nothing to do with PlayStation.
I know.
It's one of the 5 different catchphrases they used for last gen system.
So I started playing this on PS4. Played for quite a while on PS4. Liked it with a controller, but when I went to mouse and keyboard, I was like, oh yeah, this is.
What I like to imagine is Doom guy is on those like Heelys. He's just rolling around the level.
He's just got the daintiest pink roller skates.
Yeah, he's like teenage brother upper body and like little sister lower body. So he's just skating around, but then also be like just punching TVs.
Teenage brother upper body sounds like the crappiest band.
But it took me about an hour to get my head around the controller, like the console controls, and then I was fine. There's
He
some other
moves
things.
incredibly quickly, but the gunplay's a little floaty. I think it's because I've been like I'll play Call of Duty and I play a lot of Battlefront and stuff like that. And that feels. I think I just wanted something a little more arcadey, and it almost entirely is. Like everything in the game is, except for just aiming. So
just aim less. Just get more rockets and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's
I love that you
that's
can get explosive upgrades for like every gun.
Oh yeah, the
which
shotgun
makes no sense.
The assault rifle, yeah, absolutely.
That's like getting a rake that's a leaf blower. You're just like, okay.
And then you have your runes, so you can customize like your playstyle around that. So if you want to be explosive guy, you can kind of do a build, and it's really neat. And the collectibles, there are 8 different kinds of hidden secrets in this game, at least, and most of them make you a more powerful character, like long term. So there's a lot of incentive to go after them. But
the soundtrack is amazing.
The soundtrack.
I think the soundtrack's trash.
It is trash, but it's perfect for this game.
It's just like guitar.
Yeah, I wish you could unlock the original Doom score, like the original, like the old kind of.
Well, have you found a hidden Doom level yet? Like one of the original?
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
so those.
I saw that video though on IGN.com, the #1 source for all things that you can.
So it is so fun. You find one of those and you go into it. You pull the lever. You go in, and the music starts to like as you go in, it starts to midify.
Yeah.
And you get in there and it's like, and then you go out and
Clinton's
just
president.
and you go back out and it
Fun fact, that's what it's like to have a stroke.
it kind of dynamically
Everything turns
changes
into a
back.
Windows
Yeah,
95 game.
Now I really want a stroke.
The rune challenges suck. They're easy early on. They get harder, and eventually it was like I'm playing
And the
Forza
load
and
times,
Doom.
at least
The
on
load
PS4,
times,
are really annoying. Like
Yeah.
mid-level's fine because if you just don't die, but if you start dying a lot or start doing those rune challenges, it's like, this is like 40. It's like Bloodborne when you die.
Yeah,
you're
the
like,
the platforming dying in that is really annoying because like there's stuff where it's like, oh, can I jump down there? And you're like, no, you
I
can't
guess
jump
not.
down. I fall and then suddenly explode
Yeah.
into guts, which I do love that sensation of like falling. That is like,
To be fair, I did that thousands of times in Uncharted, where I'm like, I can fall down that 4 foot. Ah!
So this is half Doom 4. This is half Quake 5.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of Quakey feel to it. You
It
talked about the
definitely feels
floatiness.
Quakey.
Rage
Yeah.
9.
Do you think we'll get another Quake?
After this, I don't. It depends on how well it does.
Yeah.
Because so I keep talking about all these wonderful things about it, and like, okay, so some of the vertical platforms irritating, and the rune challenges are dumb, and the story stuff's dumb, and
The art's kind of butt sometimes.
the some of the compromises they made.
I was a creative writing major.
I feel like there's
the
things they
entire
added.
game was designed on a trapper keeper. What do you want?
I feel like there are things they added just to make the game longer to fit modern expectations. I think it would have been better as a shorter game.
Oh, we're talking about Doom now, not Uncharted.
Yeah, but all that said, I don't know how well it's going to be received. I think it should be received well.
Like sales-wise?
Yeah.
I think it's going to sell
It's a
great.
great game.
The reviews are incredibly positive.
It's really,
and
really good.
The audience seems to love it so far. So it's just a matter of how
I think
well it sells.
it's going to sell just fine.
Then I
Yeah,
think we probably get a new Quake or a Doom that's another Quake.
Normally,
series.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be worried about a game like this going head to head with Uncharted, which again, like we said at the top of the show, how awesome is it that we can play both of these games within a week of each other?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But this game is multi-platform, so it has a tremendous potential to make its money back.
So in the same way that the last Tomb Raider was kind of like that was sort of the Uncharted for everybody. You know, like that was cross-platform Uncharted. This kind of feels like cross-platform Halo. Like in the multiplayer is very like it's very kind of goofy and Halo-like, you know, and then it's just, you're a spaceman who is a green guy and he gets a wacky gun. But it's also got electric guitar music and lots of blood.
Turn off the electric guitar and put like Old Crow Medicine Show in. It's
hell yeah!
Great.
No, actually, I've talked about this before, but like get that Spotify on PS4, and you can change music on your phone when you're playing the game. It's great.
You can play my album.
You can play some sick jazz. Check out some Esquivel.
But for hyperbole's sake, I haven't had this much fun with a single-player shooter campaign in years.
Really?
Like, oh yeah.
That's a high praise, man.
Since Homefront.
What was your last? What was the last single player?
Halo
shooter?
5, I guess, would be the last one I played.
Yeah, I can't remember the last.
I would rather play this game than Halo 5 any day, night, or year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about
mornings?
Tuesday?
Huh? Yeah, mornings.
Tuesday?
8 days of the week. First day, fourth day, Tears Day, Friga's Day.
That's most days.
All right, so if you have to buy one game this week, buy 2.
Yeah, because apparently they're both real good.